I am wild at heart. I mean, who isn't? But sometimes as we grow up, we tame the wild parts of ourselves, which is such a tragedy. Is there anything more wild than Mother Nature? I'm not too sure about that, but if I had to guess, I'd say she's the most wild one on this planet. I'm an 80s baby, and when I think back to my childhood, I remember being outside. I think that might be where my love for the outdoors stems from. That's what you did back then. You spent your days outside. And heaven forbid you ever say you were bored, because you'd immediately be kicked outdoors to play. And I swear, every single time, the boredom would melt away. The outdoors just has that magical quality. My mom tells me tales of her gardening days and how she had to be on high alert when I was around because earthworms would come flying through the air. I would wrap them around my tiny finger and then launch them off into the sky in every direction, hers being one of them. Sorry, Mom. Thank goodness my son didn't inherit the same trait. Instead, he was born with a heart of gold, and he has to save every earthworm that crosses his path. So here I am many years later, encouraging my little one to be wild, because that is what we are born to do. If you're ready to reawaken the wild side in you, find a child and follow their lead.
Grade 7. That's surprising, you know? Where is the snail? Where's Turbo?
I've been really following like chasing natural dopamine. This is that.
Mama needs a break.
It's rolling out.
Holy. Almost there.
That goo's flipping off.
Kate, does this not have glue or is that the glue?
I think that's the glue.
Do you want to pass it up?
Do you need it back?
Sorry. I thought this like side would come off. You know what I mean? Should we cut this though or should we just do the whole patch?
I think the whole patch. I think it has to dry for quite some time. This is a big hole.
Does this even look?
It's a little kink.
Yeah. Nothing we can't fix, folks.
For me, paddleboarding allowed me to breathe again. I had 4 miscarriages, and then my final pregnancy, number 5, a couple days before the due date, my little one flipped, and so then I needed a C-section. And then the day he was born, or the day after he was born, I found out he might need a craniotomy, which he did. So basically, long story short, he needed to have an incision from ear to ear and have his skull removed, my little one, when he was 5.5 months old. So I didn't realize it at the time, but I developed anxiety, and I never had anxiety my whole entire life, so I feel so lucky. And so I went to get some healing done because 2 years later, I still felt like I couldn't breathe. I couldn't catch a full breath. And then I find out that I couldn't control everything else that was happening in my life. So the one thing that I did control was my breathing, and I wouldn't breathe and I would stop breathing, and yeah. So I got a paddleboard, and I've never really been a water baby. And I got on the water that first time, and it was 2 years later, and I finally felt like I could breathe again. I was so present, so in the moment, not wanting to fly off into the water, that I actually, while I was paddling, while I was on top of the water, I felt like I was myself again. I could finally breathe. So paddleboarding has totally transformed things for me. Paddleboarding is so sacred. I love it. I could go on the water for days and not come back. I feel so alive and so present and so at peace every time that I'm on the water on my paddleboard.
Got the paddle here, a little rigged up. Tom helped me fix a little kink in it, and we're gonna go out on a morning paddle. There she goes. There Tomcat goes. Oh, I think she's stuck in the rocks.
So here we are, me and my bestie Tommy, bright and early hitting the water. We somehow managed to have half a paddle. That's Tommy's contribution. And I brought 2 mismatched paddle pieces that are now taped together, a patch board. We've got our arm workout done for the month, but nothing's getting in the way of our soul-filling morning.
Why would you look outside yourself when you have all of the world inside? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, your heart is a sun, and it shines as it opens. Well, your heart is a sun, and it shines as it opens. Yeah, your heart is a sun, and it shines as it opens. Well, your heart is a sun, and it shines as it opens. Yeah, your bones are the earth, and they sing with the mountains. Well, your bones are the earth, and they sing with the mountains. Yeah, your bones are the earth, and they sing with the mountains. Well, your bones are the earth, and they sing with the mountains. Why would you look outside yourself when you have all of the world inside? Why would you look outside yourself when you have all of the world inside? Why would you look outside yourself when you have all of the world inside? Why would you look outside yourself when you have all of the world inside? Your mind is a space that creates your horizon. Well, your mind is a space that creates the horizon. Your mind is a space that creates your horizon. Well, your mind is a space that creates your horizon. Say, why would you look outside yourself when you have all of the world inside? Why would you look outside yourself when you have all of the world inside?
Once upon a time, before the modern day, even back when I was a little girl, we were spending so much more of our time outside. And although I love my cozy home sweet home and all the comforts it has to offer, the outdoors is always calling my name, nudging me to disconnect from the hustle and bustle, from the soul-sucking scroll, or from the sofa, and get into the wild and enjoy the free gifts that Mother Nature has to offer.
It's no surprise. look outside yourself when you have all of the world inside? Why would you look outside yourself when you have all of the world inside? Why would you look outside yourself when you have all of the world inside? Why would you look outside yourself when you have all of the world inside? Why would you look outside yourself when you have all of the world inside?
My pedal bike is probably one of my most favorite and most used birthday gifts I've ever received. I've had this beauty for over 10 years now, and every single time I ride her, I feel like a wild one. So if you've lost your wild streak, you can find a child or a friend or get out solo. You don't need to scale a mountain or take a trip down the West Coast Trail, although those might be fun. You can enjoy all the little gems your community has to offer. Up in the north, in Grande Prairie where I'm at, our community is packed full of endless paths and beauty and adventures that the outdoors has to offer right here in our own backyard. So I'm going to leave you with this, a secret, but you have to promise to tell everyone. Paradise is only a hop, skip, and a jump away. You don't have to jump on a plane or travel across the country. All you have to do is walk out your front door.